Welcome to your practice this morning. We'll start in seated, any way that's comfortable for you. I have a bolster and a little blanket. You can have legs crossed, straight, whatever feels best. Focus on having a sense of grounding in your seat with your legs. Also, an extension of the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head. And that might mean bringing the chin down just a tiny, tiny bit to create some space in the back of the neck. And we will settle in by closing the eyes, helping to draw the senses inward. And as we start to come inward, our awareness can move to the breath. We're just checking in with ourselves to see what is showing up today. Any sensations in the body, noticing where our breath is in the moment. Noticing the quality of our mind. Sometimes it can be like a ceiling fan, racing really fast. Other times we might find some more space in there between the thoughts. But whatever shows up for us, it's not really to judge, but just to recognize that we show up in different ways and knowing that we do have some self-leadership. And one of the ways we can demonstrate that to ourselves is to lengthen and deepen the breath, because that signals the systems in our body and invites them to slow down. And so see if you can start to sense the breath deep in the belly. Just noticing how there's a rise and a fall in the belly when the breath can move all the way there. So over the next couple of breath cycles, let your exhale become a little bit longer than the inhale. And you can do this just by sensing or by actually counting. Counting the inhalation and then counting the exhalation to one or more counts longer. Really getting any last bits of breath out with the exhale. And you might start to sense there's a natural pause. And so you're just recognizing that. And allow those longer exhalations to bring you more and more into your body this morning. Recognizing that part of remembering really who we are. And who we always have been without life's impressions upon us. is still there. And you do this a few more times with this extended exhalation. And then after your next exhalation, release any controlling or manipulating of the breath. Just let it come back to where it naturally wants to go. And gently opening the eyes. We'll extend the arms out in front, interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward, pinkies down. Sorry, pinkies up toward the sky, thumbs down. Pressing through the palms. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And seeing if we can feel the breath in the back body between the shoulder blades. For a few cycles here. Slight bend in the elbows. Bring the arms up and overhead. You can move side to side a little. If you feel any tension, press the palms to the sky, and you can take your gaze up if that feels comfortable. A couple of long, slow breaths here. And just notice the side body. So we're having some nice openness there at the moment. And then just let the hands release from each other, coming down nice and easy, resting in the lap momentarily. Inhale, exhale. Extend the arms out again. This time when we interlace the fingers, we're going to do it. First, make them go in the most comfortable way that you naturally go. And then move one finger down so that you have an awkward kind of clasp. Turn the hands forward, pressing away from the body. Inhaling, exhaling. Nice and easy. Might be noticing that your hands feel a little strange. That's okay. Just keep breathing with it. And then once more, bend the elbows. Hands come up, pressing to the sky. Gaze comes up. Enjoy the opening on both sides. Breathing in and out. And let the hands release. Hands to the lap. Go ahead and take your left hand down to the left. And you want to stay rooted in the right hip when you do this. So you might have to be on fingertips, depending on how high your seat is and how long your arms are. And then we'll take the right arm up and over, pressing the right hip down, staying nice and grounded. Breathing into the right side waist. The gaze, you can see how it feels to bring it up or to bring it down, whatever's comfortable for you. Couple of breath cycles here. We'll come back to center. One more time, pause, notice. And then second side, taking the left arm up and over, staying grounded in the left hip, reaching, breathing into the side waist. And then inhaling up. One more time, nice and tall in the spine, crown of the head reaching. Might need to bring the chin down just a smidge. Long inhale, long exhale. This time, take the right arm up to the sky, fingers extended. As you inhale, close the fist. And as you exhale, open the hand nice and wide. Inhale, close to make a fist. Exhale, open the hand. And just do this several times at your own pace, linking breath and movement. That is a big part of our yoga practice, calming to the nervous system. A couple of more times here. And the next time those fingers are extended, keep them there. Take the arm out so it's about shoulder height. Turn the palm forward so it's facing the same direction as your gaze is. Inhale, making a fist. Exhale, fingers extend several times here. And just noticing what sensations are being created as you make the fist and open the fingers nice and wide. You might start to appreciate here too the amount of effort that it takes to hold the arm in this position. A couple of more times like this. Next time those fingers extend, let them stay. And then bring this arm back down into the lap. Pause. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Or just pausing to notice sensation happening in the arm, the hand, the fingers, and how that compares to the left side. And then when you're ready, take the left arm up toward the sky, reaching those fingers at first. And then your next inhalation, closing the fists, opening on the exhale several times. Sometimes these very simple movements can help us to come back into the body. And opening and closing the fists can be done just about anywhere. You don't have to extend your arm like this. And if you're in a meeting or something, you can do this with your hands under the table so no one is aware of what's happening. Next time the hands and the fingers are open, extend the arm to the side, turn the palm so it faces forward. And again, inhaling closed, exhaling open, several times here. A couple of more times. Good, and then release the hand. Once more, you can close your eyes, checking in, noticing, bringing ourselves back into the body to notice what is happening. Good, and then we're going to take the legs out to wide. And here you might like to lean to either side, just moving the flesh up and away. Helps sometimes to have help to feel that you have a more grounded seat when we do that. And you can even just move side to side, back and forth, so you feel nice and grounded with the earth. We're going to do the kind of something similar with the feet. So as we point the feet, we can inhale. And then flex, the toes come back, exhale. And we'll do this several times as well. Pointing, flexing. Coordinating that with the breath. A couple of more times like this. Bring some energy into the legs. And this is good for the ankles as well. Next time we come and the feet are pointed up toward the sky or flexed, keep them there. We're going to take a twist to the left. So the right hand can stay on the right thigh, long in the spine. And when you come to your next exhale, twisting to the left. The left arm, and those fingers might reach the floor. If you're on a bolster like I am, you might just rest the hand on the bolster. The gaze can go over to the left as well, any amount that you would like. Slow, steady with the breath. So we're broad across the collarbones here, giving our spine some movement. Inhale, come back to center. Pause for a breath. Notice. Keep the left hand on the left leg, twisting to the right. Broad across the collarbones. Gaze can go over the right shoulder any amount. Long, slow breaths. Now let's come back to center. Bring the feet to center, or the legs rather, to center. Well, I guess the feet are attached, so they're in center too. I'm going to take the right leg up. So the knees up toward the sky. You might like to move the skin of the belly in a little bit. And then you can use your right hand to kind of support the outside of the right knee. Inhale the left arm up, reaches to the sky, spine nice and long. And then we'll twist over to the left, rather the right. You can let the left hand now take the place, and the right arm comes down, maybe behind you a little. And again, the gaze can go any amount. Some long, slow breaths here. Try to stay upright so you're not leaning backwards. Just letting your body release into the twist. There's no need to try to get further or pull yourself in a certain direction. And give yourself some nice, long, slow breaths. Sometimes that can help to make space. The next exhale, let yourself come forward. Extend the right leg. Bring the left up, and you might need to adjust by bringing the belly in. Knee is nice and steady. Support that with the left hand. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twist, taking the right arm over. Left hand comes back any amount, and breathe. Slow and steady. Notice if through these next couple of cycles of breath, you can find any areas in your body that feel relaxed, that feel comfortable. Sometimes we can overlook those if there's an area that is having sensation. Good, and then we'll release, come back to center, and take the legs and shake them out a little bit. Point and flex the toes. And then we are going to make our way to tabletop position, please. You can have a blanket underneath the knees. Have some room to the sides of you because we're going to take the hands out, but not right now. Okay, so press into the hands, especially the pads of the fingers, first finger and thumb, taking some pressure off the wrist. As you exhale, the belly comes down, the gaze comes up. Inhale, pull the belly in, gaze comes down. Do this several times. And again, here we're just moving the spine and the low back. If you have any low back issues, typically this should feel kind of nice, but not always. So just be gentle with yourself. More times like this. And then once you come back through center, take the hands out just a bit from the hips back, not all the way down like a child's pose, just maybe halfway down. And then walk the hands over to the right. So the left hand will come out more than the right, and you're going to push into the hands. So they're coming, pushing away from the body and send the hips back. Feeling a nice stretch, hopefully, along this left side of the body. Your right elbow might even like to come down. A few long, slow breaths here. And then we'll come up, walk back through center, and then over to the second side. Stretching both arms out. Breathe. Might come down to the left elbow, pressing the hips away from the fingertips. And then come back to center. Pressing strongly into the hands, turn the toes under, engage the core, and then come up into downward facing dog. And when you're here, you can let the hips move side to side. You can bend one knee and then the other if you'd like. Really pressing into the hands, shoulders moving down the back body. A couple of long, slow breaths. And then you can start to walk the hands back to the feet, finding yourself in a nice forward fold here. So enjoy that. Let the head rest. You can sway a little bit side to side here, back and forth if you'd like. Just kind of waking up the feet and seeing, right, where our center point is. And then pause in your forward fold. Draw the belly button up into the spine. Coming up nice and easy. Inhale the arms up toward the sky. Bring the palms to heart center. And then we will come to standing. Find your block. Place them on the highest height. I'm just standing in front of those. Shake out the head a little bit if that feels good. So while we're here, you can take your feet a little bit wider than your normal stance, but they don't need to be like super wide or anything like that. So here we're going to inhale the fist, and then as we exhale, they open and the arms come up like the starfish pose. Inhale, they come down. Exhale, they come up, and you can let your gaze go up. Okay, so do that a few times. Next time they come down, you can let your whole body come down and the arms can start to go behind you. So we come up to the starfish, inhaling, coming down, hands going back. Exhaling, coming up. You don't need to do this fast. You just keep moving with your inhalation and exhalation. And then we'll stay next time you come up. A couple of long, slow breaths in the starfish pose. And then release the hands down and just take a moment. Notice how the energy is and the quality of the mind. And then gently open the eyes. You can bring your feet back together. We move back a little bit here. There we go. Okay, the feet back together in mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, coming down into Uttanasana. You can use your blocks here just to support the hands. Let the head come down. Resting the head and neck, we're going to come up halfway. Keep the feet strong. Keep the right leg straight and put a little bit of bend into the left knee. Take the left block more to center. And the hand's going to stay on the left block. Take the right hand to the right hip and turn to open up to the right. Any amount that feels good here. A couple of long, slow breaths. Release back to center. Legs are straight. Bring the block, the right hand block to center. Keep the left leg straight. Bend the right knee. Left hand comes to left hip. Opening up to the left any amount. Slow and steady in the breath. Good, release back down. We're going to do that one more time on each side. So take that right block back. Left block comes more towards center. Right leg stays straight. Bend in the left knee. Right hand to right hip. Opening to the right. And breathe. And then come back down. Both legs are straight. We move the left block out, right block towards center, left leg straight, right knee bends. And then one more time, left hand to left hip, turning to the left any amount, and breathe. And then coming back down. Fold all the way forward. One more time, checking in with sensation, checking in with quality of the mind. Draw the belly into the spine. Coming up, inhaling, arms up. Exhaling down. Let's do this several times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down at your pace. Once more. And then pause to notice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold halfway forward. Find your blocks. Use your blocks for support as you step your left foot back onto the ball of the foot. And get your legs situated so that you feel nice and stable. Legs are in a lunge position. We're going to engage the abdominals, coming up nice and easy. And extend the arms up and breathe. Keep the legs nice and strong. Okay, we're going to start to twist over to the right. So take your time here. Stay balanced. You can come forward a little bit. I like to keep my right hand on my right hip as the left hand comes over to my right thigh. A few slow, steady breaths. Gently release forward. And step the left foot forward. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Breathe. Coming halfway up, using the blocks for support. Take your right foot back into a lunge position here. Press strongly into the legs, engage the core. Coming up. Arms come up. Slow and steady breath. Nice and easy. We start to twist to the left. You can have a hand on the thigh and one on the hip for support. Breathe. Nice job, everyone. And coming forward, find the blocks, step the right foot forward, Uttanasana. Letting the head and neck release, pressing the feet into the earth. Pull the belly button up into the chest. Coming up, and again. Inhaling and exhaling several times. Next time the arms come down, let them stay there. One big, long, slow breath. Checking in. Okay, let's take a wide stance. You might have to turn on your mat and have your blocks in front of you. So nice wide legs, toes pointed forward. We're going to press into the pinky sides of the feet. Engage the core, be long in the sideways and the spine. And then gently start to hinge forward. Find your blocks on their highest height and walk them out. So you're in kind of this wide-legged downward dog position. Let the abdominals be engaged to support the low back. Legs are nice and strong. Use slow, steady breath here. Walk the blocks back so they are underneath the shoulders. And take your left block and move it more towards center. Right hand to right hip. And then open up to the right any amount. Slow and steady with the breath. Come back to center. The right block comes in toward center. Left hand, left hip, opening up to the left. And breathe. And release back down to center. And you can see if you can dial your blocks down any amount and let yourself just fully fold. Head can hang down. Keep the legs active still. And take a couple of really long, slow breaths here. And then find your blocks if you haven't already. Come up about halfway. And then gently start to heel toe the feet together until you find yourself in this halfway forward fold. Bring the belly in, coming up, inhaling one time, arms up, exhaling down. Nice, everyone. Okay, we're going to come to back lying and then we will come into Shavasana. So gather all of your supplies that you like to have for Shavasana, and I'll meet you lying on the floor. And for this part, now go ahead and grab a blanket for underneath the head and neck. Actually, you want your neck supported as well. And then come to lying on your back. Knees can stay bent for right now. As you come down to lying on your back, make sure your head and neck feel supported. You can take the arms out in kind of that starfish pose. And then you can let the legs come out straight. And they can also come out as wide as is comfortable. So we have a starfish now on the ground. So let yourself feel fully supported. Take a couple of nice long breaths here. And just feel your body fill with your breath in this position. One more breath here. Make it long and slow. And then you can bring the arms down so they're closer to the body. And bring the legs so they're back on your mat. Again, about hip distance apart. Let's take the left leg And squeeze behind the thigh, bending the knee. And taking a few breaths here. The thigh against the belly. If you want on the exhale, you can squeeze behind the thigh and pull it a little bit more into the belly with the exhale, if that feels good. A couple of more breath cycles here. Nice, everyone. Then extend the leg as much as you can. And roll out your ankle a little bit. And then bring that foot down to the mat. Bring the right thigh in toward the chest. Extend the left leg. And again, inhaling and exhaling here several times. Slow, steady breaths. And I'm extending the right leg. Roll the ankle out any amount. And then extend both legs. And just take a couple of breath cycles here. And then we'll go ahead and bring both knees into the chest. You can hold behind the thighs if you'd like. And just give a squeeze or two if that would feel good. And let the arms come out into a T shape or goalpost, whatever's comfortable for you. And then take the knees over to the left so that the legs can rest on the floor. And if this is a little challenging, you can take a bolster and place it underneath your left leg to give yourself some support if they don't quite reach the floor comfortably. Just go back to your long, slow breathing here. Let the body rest. Look for spaces that feel open and spacious. And see if you can utilize the breath to increase that openness and spaciousness. And then we'll press the legs together. Engage the abdominals. Come back through center. And then over to the second side. Find the supports that you need. And then let your breath guide you into openness, spaciousness. Once more, squeezing the legs together, come back through center, Let the feet come to the floor so the legs are still bent. And take your left ankle, place it on the right thigh. So we're in our figure four position here. A little bit of flex in the left foot, and you're using your muscles to press your left knee away from the body. And you can stay right here. If you have further to go, you can bring the right thigh toward the chest, maybe hold behind the right thigh if that feels good. Several cycles of breath here. You can use your left hand to press into the left thigh, not the knee, but the thigh, and creating a little bit more sensation if that feels good. Stay with your breath. Then release. Release the left ankle. Second side. So right ankle to left thigh. Flexing the right foot, pressing the knee away, using the muscles of the leg. Just breathe. And if you have further to go, you can bring the left thigh close to the chest. Slow, steady breathing. And then we can release. Take the feet so they are about mat distance apart. Just a few movements of windshield wipers. And then make your way into Shavasana. Perhaps a bolster under the knees would feel good. Make sure that you are warm enough. You might like to have a blanket. And just very gently check in from the crown of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. With a curiosity, the sense if there's any places in your body that are resistant to letting go right now. You can use your breath as an invitation for those places. Release, knowing that you have the support of the earth. And keep breathing. Let every exhale be an invitation to move deeper into relaxation. As you invite stillness into your body, and just resting and the support of the earth, the support of your mat, the support of your practice. I honor and acknowledge my body as a sacred vessel that houses my inner light. I invite deep rest into every cell of my being. I trust that I deserve to be supported, nurtured, and held unconditionally. I know that the earth can hold me. I honor and acknowledge my body as a sacred vessel that houses my inner light. I invite deep rest into every cell of my being. I trust that I deserve to be supported, nurtured, and held unconditionally. I know that the earth can hold me. Let your breath continue to take you deeper into relaxation. Knowing that you have shown up for yourself today. You have given yourself the gift of your practice. And your body can rest in that for the next few minutes. And over the next several breath cycles, invite yourself to gently awaken. Movement to fingers and toes, and wrists and ankles. You might like to move the head gently side to side. Making your way into a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands together at heart center. And just pausing. Just take a moment of appreciation for yourself for showing up for you and for your practice today. Namaste.